pretty high. We're on Mammoth right now, and I think if we're expecting a good game right now, this is where we're going to see some of the best play we've seen all tournament. Just with the caliber of both these players, we do see noeL putting a little pressure out onto mantrach, who does have that spear, and now both with the spear, and noeL, again, keeping the pressure out, has not taken damage, 2 down airs in a row, putting mantrach onto the left side. Mantrach will hit with that recovery into that side light, but noeL hanging back here, chase dodging, into that side light, into mantrach. Mantrach in the orange, noeL opting instead to swap for the sword. Mantrach, I'm not sure what his game is right now. Spacing out, goes for the sidelight, will get punished, but we'll use the grab cancel neutral light to punish noeL right there.
Just to put a little bit more caliber into noeL, I'm currently checking Brawlhalla.com/rankings. He is number 2 in the world.
What was number
2 in the world. Floyd Mayweather.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, number 2 in the world though, and that's what what we're seeing right now. Mantrach in the red, and noeL does hit that down sig for the KO. noeL only in that medium orange area, comfortable, has both weapons, gonna instead opt for the sword, keeping mantrach away from this weapon.
Oh boy, noeL has a great advantage right now. Pretty much an entire stock. It's a Hattori versus Hattori. You know, there's not really a whole lot to say. noeL edge guarding quite a bit against mantrach. He is struggling to find his way back to the surface. And of course, Caster's Curse, just as we say that, he eventually does. noeL going back to the spear.
And watch how noeL approaches. He waits for mantrach to dodge in, then approaches with that down air. But mantrach right there with the neutral light throws chase dodge into the side light, but noeL ready for the punish. A side stick comes out, noeL just a little bit back and punishing, but there's mantrach turning around with the grab cancel downlight of his own, pushing noeL, but noeL throws the weapon, will hit that unarmed recovery. There's a neutral stick coming out. The side stick comes out from mantrach though, not gonna hit. noeL falling back with the side air, trying to space mantrach out, keep him on the edge, and there's another down stick. Mantrach will survive.
Ooh, noeL tries to get a little fancy with that weapon throw, doesn't quite work out in his favor, and now he is weaponless. The down sig catches noeL, goes off the map. Mantrach, what's his punish going to be? How is he going to punish noeL? With a attempted Sair. Doesn't quite work out in his favor. noeL getting hit with the down sig though with that sword, sends him away, and that is the end of his first stock.
Beautifully done. Mantrach though in the red, and knows that, moving back, trying to pull noeL into his zone of control, trying to move noeL into a position where he can take point, and he does hit that side light, and he is moving back. noeL though does fall in, picks up a side air, pushes mantrach out to the right side. Mantrach will get the wall touch, will recover, goes for the side light, doesn't hit, but immediately falls over the neutral light, which will push noeL away, changes weapons over to a sword. Look at these players move against each other, kind of back and forth, jockey back and forth, as you could say, but mantrach without the jumps.
noeL an entire stock ahead right now of mantrach. It's generally not a favorable position to be a stock behind the number 2 person in the world in a tournament setting. Usually it's not very good for someone like mantrach, but it is mantrach. He can bring this back in 2 seconds, I guarantee it.
Mantrach had a really nice sidelight into a neutral sig right there, and mantrach's movement allow him to go above that grab cancel neutral sig out from noeL. Really smoothly done, but noeL is ready there to pick up that recovery. The dodge, mantrach does have that wall touch. You gotta watch out though. Mantrach, using that neutral air, go ahead and keep noeL from getting the KO. It was a clash, but mantrach turning it around with that recovery, unarmed recovery. And there's the sig for the KO onto noeL. This brings us down to our final stock for both players, both legends. Mantrach right now in that little bit red zone against noeL, but anyone's game at the moment, folks.
This is only round 1. Oh no! Mantrach.
Player 2 wins.
He messed up his jumps and didn't hit the wall. A little anticlimactic for the end of round 1, but hopefully we'll have more than just another round ahead of us.
Oh man. We are seeing potentially a swap out from mantrach. That was a beautiful game from both players. And I really like that tail end. Guys, go back, watch that game if you want. Follow your own path and journey in life. But if you are interested to go back and watch, especially the tail end of that game, I really love how mantrach was approaching noeL and was moving in for those approaches. I think it was super cool to see.
I really wish we had an instant replay feature here.
You can do it with OBS. There's a way.
Interesting.
Mantrach got us.
Though. Sorry, it looks like we're map banning right now. Twilight, Thunderguard, or Blackguard Keep.
We're going to see that Orion swap out for mantrach with the extra force. Very even stats across the board, but against noeL's 9 speed Hattori, it's pretty scary. I am shaking in my boots about a 9 speed Hattori.
Spear versus spear, lance versus sword. It's all down to this. I think mantrach, now that they've warmed up, they've gotten used to the tournament setting once again on front of our beautiful stream. I definitely think this will be a lot closer to the game. Hopefully no steps like that on the wall. And wow, what did you just see there?
Just saw 2 nearly 3 downlights in a row. Mantrach is doing a really nice job of weapon starving noeL, but I think noeL is very comfortable here, just playing unarmed. And actually, if you look at the damage, Mantrach has a little bit of a sliver more of that damage than noeL. noeL does use that neutral air to space out Mantrach and allows himself to get that spear. noeL with the long ground pound does do a little damage on mantrach. Mantrach does use that to punish. The ground pound going to be twice in a row. Those recoveries denying that lance ground pound. Putting mantrach into the red.
Once again, noeL an entire stock ahead of mantrach right now. Not the most favorable position, but I think like last game, it'll probably end to 1-1 stocks. I think mantrach can definitely turn this around.
With the sidelight into the neutral light. We saw some double sidelights right there. And there's the grab cancel neutral sig with the weapon throw follow-up for the KO. Go back and watch that, because I think noeL could have survived. It could have had the jumps to get the wall touch, but that weapon throw was precise and analytical and just perfectly timed to deny noeL an extra jump right there. Mantrach on the edge, noeL above, using those down airs to try and keep mantrach on that wall. noeL moves a little bit back. Sidelights coming out. noeL will pick up, but we'll jump into that grab cancel neutral light out from mantrach. Mantrach will fall low into that side air, into recovery from noeL. noeL with the sword, so using those neutral airs really effectively to keep mantrach away. But nice downlight into a neutral.
Denied with the downlight. Holy moly. It's red and orange right now. noeL needs to space out mantrach quite a bit if he wants to keep that advantage.
Damage is getting fairly even here. Mantrach dodging through that downlight from noeL, and the weapon throw. Mantrach will get the wall touch, but the ground pound out from noeL to the last minute to go ahead and knock Mantrach out. This is 2-1 stocks right now. noeL in the lead.
noeL barely holding on to that advantage anymore. Mantrach starting to figure him out. noeL trying to fish out a whole bunch of recoveries, really not working out terribly well so far.
Recoveries out from mantrach on the right side. We're going to be seeing a little bit of a wall slip here in a moment, but mantrach does come up with that side air, goes out for that down sig. noeL punishes with that neutral light. Mantrach with another grab cancel neutral sig, will recover to the wall, will get the wall touch
on the wall.
With the down airs.
Oh boy. And he goes in unarmed against noeL. Working out not terribly well. noeL able to space him out a little too well, and he is
down air.
And the weapon punish. 2 stocks.
What a fantastic game. Great playing from both players. I have to say, especially at the end, that weapon throw, because that lance has a really strong recovery, and it was very real that mantrach could have gone in that wall touch, could have recovered right there. But that weapon throw, just a little bit of an extra security for noeL to go ahead and get that KO and take it and move on to the next game. So